you guys are seeing where this was a yurt right here. You're seeing people pulling all their stuff out. We're fully packed up. People are packing up. They are in transition. It's now the noon deadline right now, and officers haven't moved in yet, but right now we are in transition. People are moving out. You can see clearly right here that this is what was a yurt right behind my RV right here. This was a yurt right here. The veterans over there, they're completely pulled out. This area is cleaned out. Teepees that were right here, if you guys noticed behind me when I did this footage, they are out. I've done everything I could to call resources I know, from the Bureau of Indian Affairs at the top all the way down to the BIA in Fort in Bismarck, to down here in Fort Yates. To the tribal chairman didn't reach out. I did get back. LaDonna did get back. We've been completely trying to update everybody so there's not a panic. People are moving out. We're told that yes, they're as long as things are moving, they're gonna. We don't have to worry about them coming in right now. They want to make sure things are consistently moving, and this is what we're doing. What you're seeing right here is consistent moving. People are packing up. The police are on the other side, and the tribal police. And so yeah, you just got your U-Haul going.
Yeah, we're gonna go unload it mad quick, come back, try to load it again.
Oh, all right. Can you just share that with me?
Absolutely. Hey, this is Hooker with Veterans Respond. We just loaded down a 15-foot U-Haul. We're taking it to our storage unit. We're trying to come back through, God willing, they'll let us, and load it down again. And we'll just keep going as long as they'll let us. It's just clean up, clean up, clean up. We're keeping busy. I took down a gird today, 3 tents. We took everything out of the kitchen. We are trying to get things done here.
And what do you see going on all over the place?
It's just massive cleanup and people moving things out. Even cars getting towed off today. Everybody's working together.
Clearing out the space.
Clearing out the space. So that's what we're continuing to do, relatives. And there was a yurt right here last night. You can see that the snow is around it. It's gone. The tents right here where the veterans were at, those are gone. So they're continually moving right now, and I've got to get down to pull out a trailer on the bottom, and then we're gonna keep moving, keeping track of the BIA. Though we got a spotter over here, and you know, I encourage. I'm seriously letting them know, do not repeat history here. This cannot be a place for our people to be pushed out from indigenous lands this way in the minus freezing weather. And I also want to commend the chairman from the Cheyenne River for stepping up and having the overflow go over there and taking care of people. That's a true leader right there. So thank you guys. I'll be back in touch with you in a minute. And
about the police department?
yes, so you'll give us a live real quick.
Just an update. I called the police department, Fort Yates Police Department, which is what BIA told us to do.
Yes.
Was to call Fort Yates Police Department. I called them at 11:45, and a woman picked up and told me to leave my name and number, and she'd give it to the supervisor. So then I called her at 11:55 because no one had called me back, and she said that there's been a plethora of people calling in with concerns, and that the only thing that she can do is get it to their supervisors. But what's happening is she didn't even know anything about a noon deadline. So
yeah, neither did up at DC know about a new deadline.
Yeah.
So this BIA that's in charge, speaking directly with the father, that he's communicating with a father here, a preacher, preacher's not a father. What's his name? What's the father's name? He's directly communicating with Dwayne, who he didn't know his last name, which is a concern when we don't know people. And this is what I'm saying is when we don't know who they're communicating with, this really bothers me. And for them to create a chaos of noontime is really not okay. They're pulling the tactics that Morton County did, and Morton County lied. They said they were going to wait up on top, and I actually want to give you a quick interview with somebody, Evan, who actually is with Veterans Respond, and just share our concern when they tell us they're not going to do, and then what they do.
Yeah, so
we saw that same post that everyone had seen this morning about having to be out of here at noon, but clearly we're past that and they haven't done anything. So just a quick reminder, on the 23rd, when we were over at Osheti, we spoke with Colonel Henderson and Major Pope that day. A group of veterans went over, we got a video, and they told us a few different things. One, that they were water protectors. Two, that we were welcome to come over and clean up that camp. And three, that they weren't going to come in there armed. They said, as long as you have your work gloves on, you can be down here helping us. And so we felt relaxed after that. So we went down to see Grandmother Regina and present her with the flag. And before you know it, about 30 minutes later, they came in with M1s. They came in armed, arresting people. So what you hear from BIA, what you hear from the Army Corps and the National Guard, you cannot believe, clearly. And I think Myron and Digital Smoke Signals put out a video showing that Colonel and Major Pope saying all those things and then just going back on them a half hour later. So these rumors that you hear really can't be confirmed, and we're still up here packing and moving things. No one's come in, so I really don't believe that we need to be as afraid as these posts are trying to make us, these statements saying that we need to be out by noon.
Thank you, Evan.
Yep, of course.
And where do people need to go for more information about what you guys have done coming here and helping the water protectors?
Yeah, please check us out at Veterans Respond. We've got a Facebook page and a Facebook group, and basically it tracks everything that we've done since we've been out here, just helping people get themselves out, get their resources together, standing with Grandma Regina when she did her treaty stand down there, and just all the things that Veterans Respond has done. Check us out on Facebook. We're going to be moving from here and going on to other camps, so keep your eye on Bears Ears. I believe that's the next one that's going to blow up, and we have a ton of these camps springing up. This is just the beginning. You know, Standing Rock has been the model and the flame, and so we hope to take a piece of that flame to each of these new camps and watch them grow as we form a national movement against petroleum industries on indigenous people's land and anyone's land that's willing to stand up.
Thank you. And what made you guys come out here to help the indigenous people?
Well, originally I had come a long time before Veterans Respond was formed, but it was formed out of that group of veterans that came with Veterans Stand for Standing Rock. And so a group of fellows just met, like-minded souls, and we weren't completely pleased with the way that things were handled with Veterans Stand. So we said, why don't we form a group that really is about service? A veterans group that is about serving people, because we took an oath to the people of the United States to serve, to protect them against threats both foreign and domestic. And so the whole concept behind Veterans Respond is to, through helping others and through service, we can heal. We have a lot of veterans out there. Not all veterans need healing. I don't want to put that on everybody, but there are a lot of combat veterans that are sitting at home on their couches. They don't know what to do after they come back from battle situations. We've got the VA and the therapists that try to pull the tears out, and they just can't do it. They fill them with medications. And so we feel that through this way, you come to a Lakota encampment like this and see the things that we saw here, and those tears that the therapist couldn't get to flow just run out naturally. There's been so much healing here for people, so we want to carry that on. We want to take veterans that want to live up to their oath to have a lifetime of service, even though you know, we're not with our government anymore, and a lot of times our government, you know, they manipulated us. You know, we wanted to serve the people and protect them, but we're fighting for oil, and we're fighting for regime changes in other nations. And so we look back on that and say, hey, the reason that we became part of the service, the reason that we came to serve was not for that purpose, but now we can go on and live that out in this way.
Oh, thank you, Evan. Thank you for your time and your service and everything you've done for people coming out here. Many people don't know they brought supplies and kitchen supplies and, you know, cooks and a beautiful meal every day.
Yeah.
A lot of laughs.
And we thank you too, Myron. It's been a pleasure standing with you, brother. And you know, we appreciate everything that you've done, and we hope to very much to see you down the road at some of these next camps. I know that Myron's, when this is all done, he'll probably be one of the last one to leave. But we hope to see Myron coming out with us on a tour of all these camps to lift them up in the media.
I think one more thing is, what can people do to help the water protectors, the 750 plus water protectors that came to Standing Rock to help the tribe from the call out from the chairman and LaDonna and the community, and now that they're facing these charges, what is it we can do to help them or educate the people about what they're facing there in the Morton County Police Department? And some of those charges are going federal.
Yeah, I'm facing a misdemeanor charge, but I know a lot of my brothers and sisters are facing federal felonies. And so one of our plans is to get a list of everybody that's been arrested here and move that around on social media, talk about where they're going to go after this. A lot of people lost their homes and their jobs. They don't know what they're going to do after this struggle. So our plan is to gather up a list of names of everyone that was arrested here, all the people that are displaced now, and find places for them to go. And so also you'll look on social media and you'll find Lancaster for Pipelines that just opened up, and they're asking for any displaced campers that don't have a place to go to come and stand against the pipeline in Pennsylvania. There's several invitations for people to come to camps, and so we want to compile a list of everyone that's in need, let the whole world know about it, follow and track these cases, keep it out there in the open. We hope that most of these charges can be dismissed, but if we don't as people circulate this information and become social media ourselves and keep that story in the light, it's going to be swept under the rug. So one thing you can certainly do is keep your eyes out on all of our pages for that list that's going to come soon. And I urge you to get involved in the divestment movement. I mean, a lot of you really support us, and you've supported us with tons of donations. We wouldn't be able to do all these things out here if it hadn't been for the people at home that supported us. And so we understand a lot of you have families and you can't get away, but you still care about this cause. You can get involved in the divestment movement, bank exit, defund Apple. You know, of course, you know, we're beating a dead horse here, but it's Seattle took $3.5 billion. The city took that out of Wells Fargo, and an additional $62 million was taken out before that. So there are ways that you can fight at home.
Yeah.
We take our money out of unethical corporations and entities.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And
Of course.
we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thanks again, Myron, for all you've done.
Oh,
Appreciate
thank you.
it.
Okay, relatives, we're going to close out, go down to camp and check out and see if anyone needs any towing out, and sending blessings to all our relatives in the 4 directions. We're going to keep a close eye. We got people watching for BIA up there and to see if they're going to come through, but people are moving out. And again, just to show you, the camp is moving out, and that shot, people packing up, and they're going on to their families, to their homes. They're packing up good, and they're heading to another action. They're doing everything they can to take care of themselves spiritually. Sending blessings to all our relatives in the 4 directions. Thank you guys for calling in to the tribe. Continue to call into them. We want a direct answer saying, you know what, water protectors are cleaning. They are taking care of themselves and going.
Oh, quit lying!
Oh, relative.